Hey y'all, I got a rare treat for you. I just found this photograph of my grandfather. His name's Lester Carl, and that's me. It's 1985. I was 18, and my grandpa, well, he was born in 1911, so he was old. And you see in the back there, there's a picture of Einstein, a poster, and my mother, who was an intellectual and wanted everybody to know it. There was a quote on the Einstein poster. It said, "Great spirits have often encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds," and that was my mom. She was not only a great spirit, she was a great. She had a great intellect. She was very bright, and she read a book a day. Um, Literally a book a day. Uh, yeah, almost every day. I can't. And these weren't romance novels. Not that there's anything wrong with romance novels or whatever, but that wasn't her. She read books on physics. I'd see her reading a book about physics, and it was physics for lay people, I guess. But still, I would open it and I'd say, "What is this, Mom? Are you insane?" But so about a year after this picture was taken, me and my grandpa, and I'm sitting there in my favorite sleeping bag that one of my kids, I'm not going to mention who, did not take good care of, and I lost it. Anyways, I took that sleeping bag all the way to Germany when I was, gosh, in my 40s, and my camping partner, Joe, he had this cheap English fucking Tesco sleeping bag, and he froze his ass off all night. He was walking around, dancing, like smacking, trying to get the blood flow. Anyway, that's another story for another time. But poor Joe. Anyways, so this is a funny meningitis story, right? So about a year after this picture was taken in '86, I woke up with the worst headache. I've never had a headache like that, and I just stayed on the couch. And I couldn't move. I couldn't cough. I couldn't any slight movement. My head just felt like it was gonna explode. And so about noon, after missing work, I didn't go to work at the drugstore because I couldn't. My grandpa Carl Lester, he comes and he comes over and he bangs on the door. I'm like, oh fuck! The banging on the door was like someone banging my head with a hammer. It was just terrible. And anyways, I managed to get up, and because Grandpa didn't have a key to the house, so I managed to get up and I lay back down on the couch, and I just put my head. I was like this, and my grandpa, he called me Eric because there was another Chris in the family, and he said, "Eric, we're going to the hospital." I said, no, Grandpa, just let me die here. I can't. I ain't going fucking nowhere. And I said it just like that because we're Okies and that's how we talk, even though we lived in California. I said, Grandpa, I ain't going fucking nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna die right here. Please let me die on the couch. And my grandpa said, Eric, God damn it, boy, get your ass off that couch. We're going to the goddamn hospital. And so I stood up. I got in Grandpa's car, Cadillac, of course, and I just started crying. I just couldn't. The pain was unbearable. And then we get to the hospital, emergency, and some young intern sees me, and he says, "Get the kid in a wheelchair, get him on a gurney, get him whatever," and then. And I remember I got a spinal tap for the first time in my life, first and only time, I think. Thank God. And what the doctor does is he takes his thumbnail and he sticks it between the vertebrae where your discs are. Because if he fucks up, if he hits the nerves in there, you could be paralyzed, right? So he has to get it just right, get that big old fucking needle just right into your spine to get the fluid out to see if it's bacterial or viral meningitis, which is what I had. Turns out I had viral meningitis because they didn't see any bacteria in the fluid. So my mom gets off work and I'm on morphine. or Demerol, whatever, which is the same thing, I guess. I don't know. And I'm fucking wasted. So my mom comes back the next day, and I'm seeing like fucking fairies dancing, and just I was higher than a kite. And thank God, because the pain was gone finally, you know. Then by the third day in the hospital, I was able to like sit up and drink some, you know, tea and eat some Jello or something. And then my mom comes by, and because she hated me watching television, we didn't have a TV because she broke them all. She took a hammer once, but she said, "You watch too much TV," and she just broke every fucking TV we had. And so for years I just read because I had nothing else to do, and I hated doing homework, so I just read. So anyhow, my mom, she bought a book, and she thought I would like science fiction for some reason, because there was a point where I did like Ursula K. Le Guin. I liked her Wizard of Earthsea series, and it's kind of science fiction-y, I guess. And so she bought just some random science fiction book in the hospital gift store, right? And she just gotten off work from the supermarket, where she was a meat wrapper, a fish wrapper. You know, she just put even though she was a very intelligent woman, you know, she had a shitty job, very manual job, but it paid well, you know, because we had health insurance back then when Americans could have health insurance. It was, you know, the golden age of America back in the 80s, 70s, 60s. Anyways, so I'm laying there. I'm happy to see my mom because we're very close, her and I. And so she opens up the book, and it said the man had just fallen from planet Zircon into, you know, the nebulous region of Jupiter, whatever the fuck it was. And then a young, beautiful nurse comes in, right? And I was always like, oh, man, look at her, right? Even though she was old, she was an old woman. I was 19, and she was like an old woman at 25, probably, right? Ancient. So the young nurse comes in, the hot young nurse comes in, right? And my mom, so she just keeps reading, you know, she's going, oh, honey, whatever. She goes, the man arrived naked on the planet. In order to ascertain whether all of his sensorial powers were in place, he clutched his penis. It's like on the second page, and the nurse is like, she looks over at us, right? And she's like, wait a minute, this mom, this old mother of 40-something, you know, is reading to her 19-year-old son about men clutching penises. But my mom, she powered on, right? Because she's an intellectual. She's not going to be embarrassed by reading to her son who was ill in hospital. So the Earthman clutched his penis. He stroked it over and over and over again. Something like that. And finally I said, Mom, please. Stop. And I could see like there was relief on the young nurse's face. Like, oh, good. The mom's going to stop reading gay porn to her sick son. I'll never forget that. That was the worst, best illness hospital stay I've ever had in my life. Let me know in the comments if you've had similar experiences in hospital, as the English would say, or at the hospital, as we would say in America, and or l'hôpital, as the French would say. So let me know your best, worst. It has to have a happy ending. I don't want no dead stuff going on there. Anyways, thank you all for watching this far. If you like this video, this nonsensical, silly video, please hit like and subscribe. That's how I hope to make my future living. Thank you. Peace out. Love you all.